Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Emergence and Empowerment in an Age of Uncertainty. This is our first presentation to kick off the entire event, and I'm so excited to welcome all of you. My name is Jocelyn Mercado, and I am the co-host and co-producer of this event, and I'll share a little bit more about my story in a few minutes here. But right now, I just want to welcome you. So go ahead and for all of you who are on live now, go ahead and put your name and location in the chat. I would love to see where you are all joining from. And one quick note about the chat, make sure that you select everyone instead of all panelists so that everybody can see your comment. And don't be shy, go ahead and put your name and location in the chat. Okay, wonderful. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Your names are popping up so fast. I can't keep up. Okay, welcome, Junko in Pittsburgh, Donna in Ottawa, Louise in New Hampshire. Welcome, Marie Cecile in France. Two Owls from UK. I love it. Welcome, Monique. Hi, Monique. Welcome, Maya in Panama. Hi, Peggy in Asheville. So good to see you all. Yeah, we have lots of amazing people joining. Welcome, Diana in Stockholm. Welcome, Carla in South Africa. Welcome, Jewel from Hebden Bridge. I think you're in the UK, right, Jewel? I think so. Welcome, Inka from Poland. Welcome, Andrew from Florida. Welcome, Sylvia from Slovenia. Susan from Asheville, North Carolina. Beautiful. Welcome, Katrina from Chicago. Brian in Wisconsin. So glad to see you all here. Well, we have such an exciting event in store for you, and I'm going to share more about that here too. I just want to really welcome all of you into this sacred space today. April 8th, what an incredible time to be alive, what an incredible and catalyzing time to be navigating, right? And I hope it is my deep, deep intention that this event will give you so much inspiration and uplifting information and tools and strategies and inspiration to really move forward from whatever you might be going through at this time, whether it's challenging, whether it's exalted and excited, but to move forward and to create a new future for our world, right? This is what we get to do now in community. Now that the whole world has changed, we get to come together and create what we've always wanted to see. So let me begin by sharing a little bit about my journey for those of you who may not know me so well. And let me welcome you to the conference here, right? So this is the Emergence and Empowerment Global Conference. And in this space, we have brought together more than 30 radical leaders, change agents, and influencers to share with you, to inspire you, to offer you their wisdom and their expertise and breakthrough inspiration. In this space, you're going to be revolutionized and supported, body, mind, heart, and soul. And you will learn potent ways that you can expand your leadership and actively participate in accelerating humanity's awakening so that together we can manifest our true potential for a bright and vibrant future. So this is the space we're all in together. This is a beautiful global community that we have here. So I want to share with you a bit about my journey. My name, again, is Jocelyn Mercado, and I am the co-host and co-producer of this event. And my colleague, Verdaluz Celestial, he is going to be joining us for our second interview of the day. So you will learn a lot more about him soon as well. And so I am a creative catalyst. I am a coach for visionary and evolutionary entrepreneurs who need and want to become highly visible thought leaders and become globally respected for their work. That is the work that I do with my clients. I am also a change agent in service to Mother Earth, and I am here to uphold and strengthen life and to help catalyze the awakening of human consciousness on our beautiful planet. I'm an apprentice and practitioner of ancient shamanic and alchemical wisdom. I have my sun in Leo, I have my moon in Scorpio, and rising sign in Sagittarius. So if anybody who knows astrology, that pretty much says it all, right? You know who I am now. I'm a mother of 2 young girls. They're 6 and 9 years old. And when I have time to myself, you'll either find me writing or going off in meditations and shamanic journeys into the imaginal realms, some of my favorite things to do. So my story is not your conventional business building story of growing through social media and opt-ins and landing pages. It's also not the overnight success story that we always hear of, I made $1 million in my first year in business. My story is one of entrepreneurship and purpose, deeply intertwined with spirit and with my ongoing awakening process, which is still ongoing, of course, right? And this is a story of really connecting the spider webs and following the golden threads. And it's a story of paying attention to my dreams and boldly, courageously changing my entire life so I could follow my purpose. And I want to share about that with you so you will know where I'm coming from. And then I want to share with you the main core teaching part of my talk today, which is reinventing your business and career so that you can put creativity and revolution at the forefront, right? So we'll get to that very soon. So I started out with a very practical and logical path. I spent 15 years in finance and business, and I worked for multinational corporations like Mercedes-Benz and Cadbury, and was, doing all the right things, moving up that corporate ladder. And at the same time, I had this really, really, at times crippling anxiety and depression that was always with me. That would, go up and go down at different times, but was always kind of plaguing me, right? And I didn't know what was wrong. It's like, I didn't know what was wrong. I'd had that since I was a teenager. And so when my first daughter was born in 2010, I had basically a huge spiritual awakening that began at that time. And I realized as I was looking down at my daughter, what am I spending my life on? What kind of a world am I helping to create for this little one? What kind of a world am I creating for myself? And I began to feel this longing for something different, but I had no idea what that would look like. And I knew that the religious path that I had been brought up in was not, it answered some of the questions, but there were a lot of unanswered questions for me. So I started to research and read about and learn about every single spiritual tradition all around the world that I could get my hands on, looking for the truth, looking for the answers. And what really stood out to me after studying many, many different religions and spiritual traditions through my research, what really stood out to me was indigenous and shamanic wisdom. And so at that point, I learned enough, I read enough to really start tuning into the natural world. And I found that the natural world was speaking to me. And I did not know that this was possible right before that. And I can remember one time in the morning when my daughter was like a little baby, looking out the kitchen window, and I was packing my lunch and packing her lunch, and I needed to go off to work, and looking at the trees. I had this beautiful protected forest area right behind my house. And I felt like the trees were calling to me. I felt like the trees were saying, don't go sit under those fluorescent lights. Don't go sit in that cubicle. Just come out here and stay with us. And I was, this threw me for a loop because I had not had an experience like that before. And that really changed everything. I began to tune in and listen more and more to the natural world, to the trees, to my dreams. I began a shamanic journeying practice. I began a regular practice. Shamanic journeying is a kind of a form of meditation, but it's a very ancient form that you can learn more about if you want to. It's really incredible. And I began to change. I began to really, really change on the inside. And I also was at that time very much in the dark night of the soul, because I knew I didn't want to do what I had spent my whole life building up to, right, until that point, and I didn't know what else there was that I could do. But it all started opening up for me, especially after I started my regular shamanic journeying practice, which I began in 2014. So in 2015, I completed my life coaching certification and I launched Sacred Planet. I launched the website and I began doing some local coaching. And that same year, my kids were 2 years old and 5 years old. They're very little. And I knew at that time, and I communicated this to him, that to my husband at the time, that I could no longer be married to him, because he was not, there were a lot of differences and he did not respect the new spiritual path that I was on. And so that was quite a year, 2015. And at that time, I was still working full-time in finance. I was still coaching local clients and not really going anywhere very fast with my business. And then in May 2016, I went to Taos, New Mexico for the first time. And this is actually something that I was that I was guided to do in my shamanic journeying practice. And I had never considered going to New Mexico before. And I really, truly found my spiritual home in the mountains there. And I had some incredible experiences there that, similar to the trees, cannot be explained in logical or rational terms. And from there, everything began to change even more. Now, from January to July 2016, I created and launched my first online summit, my first online conference like this one that you're seeing right now. And suddenly I had a business that was a going concern, right? Suddenly I had thousands of people who were on my mailing list, who were interested in my work, who wanted to learn more, who wanted to work with me. And I realized I had to quit my job. And so I had just a little bit in savings. This was a huge leap. This took tremendous courage, right? But I gathered my courage. I walked out of my job in August 2016, and I have never looked back. And so there have been a lot of ups and downs on this business journey since then, because as all of you know who have ever started a business, having a business is not just about like the numbers and the products and programs and the strategic, planning. Starting a business, having a business, growing a business is a deeply spiritual journey that will make you question every aspect of your being. It will make you question all of your decisions, all of your beliefs along the way. And through that, we learn and we grow and we evolve and we ride a roller coaster of emotions. And then we find the courage to stand up and speak more and more loudly, more and more boldly. And that's what I've been doing over these years, right? And really get our mission out into the world, get our message out into the world. So I've been doing that. And I've been doing that with conviction and with knowing that I'm supported and guided and protected by forces much larger than myself. And this is something very, very key and important that I bring into my work with all of my clients, right? That we are all guided and protected by forces much larger than ourselves. And as you build your business, whether you're aware of it or not, there's so much more going on than meets the eye. We are each incredibly guided, and there are no mistakes in what happens, right? The synchronicities and the miracles arrive when we're paying attention, when we're doing our truest work, when we're working for the highest good, when we're paying attention to the instructions from our guides. The miracles and synchronicities come in and help us and support us, right? And we need to use our imagination, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute here. Your imagination is an important revolutionary tool that you need to use in your business. So one other point that's significant that I want to share with you, because this is related to my co-host here, who his interview is coming up next, Verdelus. Just about a year ago in April 2019, I was really deeply struggling because at that point, my business was running very well, very successful, right? But internally, I was struggling because despite having healed so much over the years since 2010, I still carried this deep fear of traveling, which I had had since childhood. I think it was related to a car accident I was in when I was 7 years old, and also probably past life woundings, right? I had this deep, deep fear of traveling, and I would have panic attacks whenever I got on a plane or if I had to drive a long distance in a car. And it was really kind of crippling me because I love to visit new places. Like I knew I need to keep going to New Mexico. That's my spiritual home. I needed to do, I want to do more retreats. I want to do more in-person work. But my panic attacks were getting worse at that time. And so one day in early April 2019, my really good friend and I, we sat down and prayed for someone to come into my life who would help me to heal from my fear. And it's quite a fascinating turn of events because my colleague here, Verdeluz, I met him later, a couple days later, and he is a very powerful healer and a coach and teacher and an artist. And he, over the course of several months, has helped me heal from that fear. Now, this was truly a miracle in my life, and that's why I'm so excited to be collaborating with him and sharing his work with you here. But through some very deep healing work with him, I was able to heal my fear. Now, he's traveled all over the world. He's studied many, many ancient wisdom traditions. And so he was able to bring in the deeper levels of healing that I needed to actually overcome that fear that I've had all my life, possibly even multiple lifetimes, right? Very, very powerful. So this is to share the connection and the value of his work, and also to share with you that if there's something that you have in your life that you do not think you'll ever be able to overcome, there is a way. There is a way. I never would have dreamed that I would be able to fly or drive long distances or drive in a place I don't know and not have panic attacks, and I do now. So there are, again, we are so guided and helped and protected, and I just really want to encourage all of you to tune into that, especially as we're in these very challenging times now, especially as many of us are being brought to our knees in different ways, right? And asked to look at things that have been really difficult to look at so that we can move forward in greater wholeness, in greater alignment with ourselves and our purpose and our mission. So that's a bit about me. And now I want to share with you the core topic of my presentation today. So again, this is about reinventing your business and career, how to put creativity and revolution at the forefront. So here's the thing, everyone listening, so important for us to really acknowledge, to really enter into a perspective that now is the time for revolution. Now is the time for innovation and creativity at a level that we have never done before in our lifetimes, right? It is time to reinvent yourself. And this is not because this is a cool thing to do, right? Or because this is going to be fun. It will be fun, but it's because this health pandemic that we're all experiencing right now is opening all of our eyes to all of the ways that our world was not working. Now, I've been speaking for years, and many, many, many teachers have been speaking for many years about the fact that the old systems and structures of patriarchy and colonialism and the fossil fuel era, right? The systems and structures of a mainstream society, global westernized society that has forgotten that we human beings are deeply, intricately, ecstatically intertwined with the earth and cosmos, that all of those old systems and structures need to be broken down, right? So that in their place, we can build something entirely new. Who's ready to build something entirely new? Write it in the chat. Write yes in the chat if you're ready to build something entirely new. Yes. Yes, love it. Love all the yeses. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, fantastic. Let's do that. Let's do that. That's what we're here for right now. in this conference and in the world right now at this time, right? So, and actually, we're going to build something entirely new, but actually it's also about restoring the ancient ways of being and living and knowing that worked for hundreds of thousands of years for us before we got off track, right? It's about synthesizing what the technology and the capabilities we have and integrating that with the ancient and bringing it all together for an entirely new way of going forward. And I have chills even thinking about that. So ancient prophecies going back 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years, and even way further back than that, have foretold this time that we are living in now. And it's really happening, right? This virus that has come, and as always, I don't want to minimize the pain and the struggle that many people are going through on a very deep survival level, right? That is important, and we want to send our prayers out to the people who are really going through very deep, deep sorrow and pain at this time. But at the same time, this is an opportunity opening up for us like never before. This pandemic is bringing us a situation where we have had to put a halt on our normal human activities, put a halt on all of our old patterns that were not working, both individually and collectively. And so there is huge energy here for us to create that new, for us to, we're witnessing the breakdown of the structures very, very clearly right now. Our governments, our educational systems, the way that we're relating to the earth and the environment. All of that, it's becoming so crystal clear to larger numbers of people than ever before that a huge change is needed. Now, this is just, it's a huge opening. It is a portal opening up right now for those of us who have a strong mission and a strong message and a conviction about the kind of world we want to create. It's time for us to step up and really start building. And if you've been building for many years already, that is fantastic. And it's time for us to start building at a whole new level, right? To really be here inspiring and uplifting those around us. And so this pandemic is accelerating the great awakening of human consciousness as everyone, all around the world, we're all in a very similar situation. Every single one of us, we are all suddenly sitting in spiritual retreat, right? We're sitting in our homes. We are literally contemplating life and death. We are literally feeling at a very deep level our mortality, as we know that this virus is circulating the globe. We are reevaluating our priorities. We're getting back in touch with the values that are truly most important to us. What really matters. And we are all during this time being asked or being forced really to face the lessons and the challenges and the stuck places that we have refused to look at before. I know this is true for me. We're being forced to look at the things we've always run away from in the past. How many others are feeling that? How many of you are being forced to look at things right now that you have always run away from before and to learn these lessons? Yeah, definitely. So all of this is going to is already facilitating a huge wave of spiritual awakening all around our planet. And if you are called to share your mission and your message right now, I want you to know that people need you. If you already have a business, people need you. If you already have a business and it has been shut down or you have had to completely recalibrate, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You are guided and protected, and you will know how to move forward. And if you haven't started a business yet, but you know that this is meant to be your path to start one, if you know that this is key to your mission, then do it now because people need you now. And the entire world has changed just in the last 30 to 40 days or so, right? The entire world is completely different just in the last month or slightly more. And so this is the time to revolutionize whatever you are up to. So if you already have a business, it's time to go way deeper with your work. It's time to bring forth the message you were afraid to speak before, to shine your healing light even brighter, to be more bold and courageous than you have ever dared to do. How many are feeling that? How many are feeling this call to just be more bold and out there and just true to your inner being more than ever before? This is the time. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. Yes. The courage. And if you've already been doing this, everybody on this call has tremendous courage, right? If you are already an entrepreneur, if you've already started that journey, you cannot do that unless you have huge amounts of courage. So I want to honor that in each of you. And if you're thinking about starting a business, you already have tremendous courage. So we need to raise that courage up even to the next level. And the next, and the next, and the next, right? And so I invite you to use these catalyzing initiatory times we are in to become even more true to yourself, even more bold in sharing that truth than ever before in your life. Because this is our opportunity now. This is the energy that is opening up for us. This is an opportunity window that we get to now go through and be on the other side and live in a very different way, a very new and different way. And I want you to know that you're supported in this right now by the earth, by the cosmos, by the higher intelligence of the universe. This is a catalyzing change being initiated in our external world, and we get to take this energy and use it to accelerate and facilitate our own personal inner journeys and also what we are creating out into the world. So I want to share with you here 5 ways that you can move forward boldly, courageously in reinventing your business or your career right now and find huge new levels of success. Because when we align with the energies that are around us, that are guiding us, then there's the sky is the limit. There's not even a limit at all. It goes beyond the sky, right? And we can find that success, and we can break through those old barriers that had held us back before. So first of all, I want to invite you to innovate. Okay? Do things that no one has done before. Do things that people will think you're crazy for doing. And why do I say this? Because I think most of you already have been doing this, right? And trying out new things in many different ways. But take it to even the next level now. Because when you're doing what is truly aligned for you, for your heart, for your soul mission, it will work. And if you're feeling like, yes, I need to do something that's really out there, that's really next level, but I'm not sure yet what it is, right? Really, really deepen in, really double down on your meditative practices, your intuition, speaking with your guides and your ancestors. Really begin putting more and more time into these daily practices. The daily practices are what open up the portals for us to receive that higher intelligence, that higher guidance. And when we're tapped into that, then we will know what to do. Now, the second way to move forward boldly and courageously is to help to facilitate this global awakening of consciousness that is happening in any way that you can. In creating this event, Verdeluz and I are setting this very, very firm and solid intention for this information to get out into the world, to inspire so many people, and to facilitate, to help further this global awakening of consciousness. And it's very powerful right now because as a result of the global health pandemic, like I mentioned earlier, we're all on spiritual retreat. So larger and larger numbers of people are going to be going through an awakening process. They're going to be really, realizing that maybe like I did in, 10 years ago, that there's so much more possible in this life than what they've been living up till now. And so if there's a way, and I have chills as I think about that too, right? If there's a way that you can serve the individuals who are just now beginning their awakening process, you're going to be, again, in alignment with what the world needs. And you're going to be in very high demand, right? So from a strategic business standpoint, you're going to be in a very high demand in the coming years. So the third way I want to share with you to be bold and courageous is to become a leader of the next paradigm. So really forget all of the hierarchical and patriarchal structures that you've been taught are like, this is the way we have to do business. This is the strategy that needs to be followed. This is the, step 1, step 2, step 3 of building your opt-in pages or whatever. Okay. Crash down the old systems and structures, crash down the glass ceiling, flatten the ladder, be on the forefront of creating a new model of leadership and create new kinds of collaborations, create new types of communities, create new structures for how to earn income. Really be open. And again, this comes back to our regular daily practices that open us up to the intelligence that's meant to come through, right? But look for every way that you can step into your leadership in a very unexpected, unconventional way. Be equally able to lead and to follow. This is something that comes up in a number of our interviews, especially the one later today with Danielle Hoffman, right? The new paradigm leader is not only trying to be in the front of the pack. The new paradigm leader is equally able to lead and to follow and to create really powerful collaborations where together we are creating something entirely new, right? So open up to all the ways that you can be a leader in a new and different way. This is so, so important. The fourth way I want to share with you to be bold and courageous is to follow your heart, your intuition, and your imagination above all else. So it's pretty clear we're living in a time that we can't just rely on the logical and the practical anymore to accomplish what needs to be done here on planet Earth, right? We need to go deeper. We need to access the unseen realms. And this can be challenging at first. So sometimes we might feel like our imagination or what we see in our meditation or in our shamanic journeying practice is just like something that my mind made up. And the truth is, it's not. Our imagination, our meditations, our pathways of connection to the higher intelligence that's trying to guide us, right? And this is what shamanic journeying absolutely opened up for me. We are constantly receiving guidance and wisdom and instructions, constantly. We just need to tune in. We just need to pay attention. So this is why tuning into your intuition and imagination and having that regular meditative or spiritual practice is just crucially important right now to your being able to carry out your sacred mission, right? And so this is so that you don't have to be figuring everything out on a logical sense. You don't have to be pushing and trying to make things happen. Because when you open up to receiving the messages and guidance that wants to come through to you, you're no longer creating just from your small human self, right? And your small human mind and your training and your understandings that people have taught you. But instead, you will be allowing the higher intelligence of the cosmos to flow through you at every moment. And when we create from that space, when you are creating from that space, you cannot fail. And we can make mistakes and have to recalibrate and then do it differently next time, but we will not fail. And I want to tell you, this is so important. Even if the instructions that you receive barely make any sense, or don't make any sense at all, and believe me, I've been there in that place, even when your goal or your assignment or your instructions you've gotten feels so big that you can't see how you'll possibly ever get there, just do the best that you can in this moment. Just take the one next step. You don't have to know how. You just have to be able to take one step to get you one step closer. And once you take that step, the next step will become clearer. And over time, you'll know what to do. Over time, you'll get the big picture will be revealed to you. And opportunities and synchronicities will come in to help you. So really trust that as you follow the golden threads, as you follow your imagination and your intuition, the path is going to open up for you. Okay, And the fifth way I want to share with you to bring in boldness and courage is to take some time to like go back in your journals, go back through your photos that you've taken over the years. Take some time to return to the peak experiences in your life, the times when you felt most alive. This is really important, and you can access by going back and remembering and rereading, or even, just spending some time like recalling, what was I doing? What made me feel so alive at that time? We can access what we learned during those times of peak experiences and this can inform you so you can discern how you really want your life to look, how you really want to move forward. How do you want to be living every day? Because as human beings, we are meant to be fully alive. We are meant to feel all of the emotions. We are meant to live in a space of fun and joy and love and adventure. So think of the times when you were experiencing the fullest life. And then ask your intuition, ask your guides, ask in your daily practice, what can I create or build so I can spend more and more of my time there in that space? And really allow the fullest life to be your guiding principle. So I hope those 5 ways will be super powerful for you. And I really welcome you to revisit all of this in your meditations, in your spiritual practices, because we need to really open and expand to the much greater possibilities that are available to us always, right? We just need to be open up to them, welcome them in with excitement, with courage. Now, also, I have something exciting to share with you, which is my free gift from this interview, from this presentation. If you're not sure how to actually put these things into motion, what I've been speaking about today, or if you know you're meant to take things up to a much higher level, but it's like the path isn't clear yet, you're not sure what steps to take, don't worry. I'm going to share a free gift that's going to really help a lot with that. We're going to go even deeper into this. And part of this is that if you want your truth and your voice and your mission to be heard, to really reach a lot of people, if you want your revolutionary work to go out and really change a lot of people's lives, right? And if you want to create the abundance through your business so that you can dive all the way into your sacred work and not be stuck in this in-between place and like, I'm kind of doing my work, but I'm stuck in scarcity mode a lot of the time, or I need to keep my day job, right? If we want to get out of all that and be able to dive fully into your sacred mission work, the key is that you need to get visible and really find powerful, effective ways to reach more people, and ideally to reach a global audience, because everyone needs you right now. So that's what I help people to do. And I'm going to share a lot more about that in a free webinar that's happening 1 week from today. It's happening on April 15th at 2 p.m. New York time. And it's called Your Revolutionary Online Business. So whether you already have an online business, or and you know that, or whether you already have an online business, or if you know that now is the time for you to start one, you definitely don't want to miss this. I'm going to share with you the concrete steps to taking your business up to much higher levels of success and expansion and abundance, fully aligned with your sacred mission and purpose and your spiritual guidance. Okay. And if you haven't started a business yet at all, I'm going to share how you can powerfully launch your online business from the ground up, and really start doing that sacred work much sooner than you might have thought. So mark your calendars now for April 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 11 a.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. GMT. I'll send you the Zoom link by email, so just mark your calendar now, and I can't wait to see you there, and that is my free gift to you. And I have a second gift for you. I want to share with you a very special online class that I'm teaching, which I want to make available to you on a donation basis. So you can choose how much you want to donate. This is called Shamanic and Alchemical Medicine to Guide You in Catalyzing Times. And you can go to this link to learn more about it. I'm going to put a link in the chat here. And if you're watching this as a recording, the link will be just below the recording. So you can go to that link to check it out either now or after we're done on this call. So this program, Shamanic and Alchemical Medicine to Guide You in Catalyzing Times. This is a very profound, transformative 12-week course. This is a really deep immersion in which we're going to access ancient Egyptian and Greek wisdom traditions, which are rooted in shamanism and alchemy, okay? And the premise that what we are following here from these ancient wisdom traditions are that whatever your greatest fear is, therein lies the key to fulfilling your deepest desires, hopes, and dreams. And when you have the courage to look your fears and doubts and resistance in the eye, right? Look your fear in the eye. When you have the courage to go toward the fear rather than run away, then you can heal that fear on a very deep level. You can make that fear your ally, and you can open up a vast amount of hidden treasures within it that will create massive shifts in your life and will allow you to create things you haven't been able to quite create before, or move through blocks you haven't quite been able to move through before. So I'm going to lead you in this process over a 12-week period so you can create these huge shifts in your life in a very real way. So if you go to that link, you can check it all out in detail. We have held the first class session. The first class session happened on April 2nd. But if you want to join now, you can receive that one as a recording, and then you can attend live or watch the recordings of the upcoming 5 classes, okay? And this is super powerful. We have a really amazing global group in this class. Now, the price that I was going to charge for this course was $279. But when I was going to announce this to everybody a couple weeks ago, my guides were very clear that I should make it donation-based rather than charging a set price. And I have learned to listen to my guides, as you heard from everything I shared earlier. So this is available at Pay What You Wish, okay? This course, this 12-week course that is going to create very profound and life-changing results for you. But I do ask that you join only if you truly intend to do the work, okay? And only if you're really willing to completely surrender to the process, because I want to bring a group in here to the class that is highly engaged, that is really committed to getting these results. So you can, I'll put this link in here again. So you can learn more about the class at the first link, or if you just know that you want to donate and join immediately, you can click on that PayPal link right there, or copy and paste that into your browser and join immediately. So Neetu had asked a question here, has the course already started? Yes, the course started on April 2nd. We did our first live call on April 2nd, and it is live stream, plus you can get the recordings after. All registered attendees will be sent the recordings after. So if you join now, you will get the recording of the April 2nd class, and then you'll be able to join in live or watch the recordings at your convenience for all the future 5 classes. So go to the page, check it out, see what you think, and if that stirs something in you, if that is calling to you, I would love to have you join us in the class. Now, one more thing I want to mention before we go to Q&A here is that my colleague Verdeluz and I are working on creating a retreat later this year. Now, there's a lot up in the air with travel, so we're not sure, you know, how this will turn out travel-wise, but we want to see if you all are interested. So this will be a mystery school immersion retreat on the island of Crete in Greece in October 2020, if we're all allowed to move about at that time. So I'm going to also put a link here where you can check this out. And if you are interested, please submit an application so we can get to know you. And yes, Verdeluz is on. We are super excited about this retreat. I will bring up the page here and show you all just a little bit about it in a minute. Here is the page in the chat, so you can go check it out. there are many reasons why we're gonna have this in Crete. I am extremely called to Crete from past life, all kinds of revelations that have been happening. And there is an extremely powerful presence of the ancient traditions, of the goddess, of the, you know, our ability to heal through traveling to the unseen realms and back, and bringing back the information to heal ourselves. So let me just share with you a little bit about this on the screen here before we go to Q&A. So this is the Crete 2020 Mystery School Immersion, and we're so excited and really hope that this will happen. And this is about activating your immortality, freedom, and fearlessness. Okay, and so all of the ancient archetypes, right? The ancient myths are written into our DNA. And magic and mystery permeates every aspect of our world. And we need to open up all channels to allow this to come into us again, once again. And we're doing this already, but this retreat is designed to really activate this on a very, very core and deep level within you. And if you come to this page here, you can see that we have 4 key ways that we're going to work with, in a very real, you know, experiential way during the retreat to activate this remembering, to reopen the sacredness, the mystery, the magic in your life. Okay, and this is through the sacred medicine mysteries, the blood and womb mysteries, the cauldron of creation, sacred sexual mysteries, and the star mysteries. This is very, very deep work, and it's going to catalyze so much for you on your personal development, your personal evolution, and also really opening you up to who you really are and what you're really here to bring forward into the world. And it will absolutely activate your immortality, your freedom, and your fearlessness to go out and bring that in an incredibly powerful way. So if you're interested, just come to this page. I put the link in the chat and it will be below the recorded video. And just click here to submit your application. Fill that out, send it in. We'll be in touch soon. Okay. So I want to open this up for Q&A now. So everyone who's on, we have almost 200 people on the call. If you have any questions, there are a few ways that you can ask me your questions. And it can be about anything that I covered. It can be about the summit, you know, this conference and what to expect. It can be about the programs I shared, whatever's on your mind. So you can put your questions in the chat. You can put your questions in the Q&A box, or you can raise your hand. If you raise your hand, I will bring you on video to talk to me. So it's a good way to be courageous and visible if you want to raise your hand. So let me look. There's a couple things in the Q&A box. Let's see here. Yes, Claire. So, and just a note here, everyone, if you are commenting in the chat, there's a blue drop-down box right above where you type your message. If it's only on all panelists, then I'm the only one who can see your message, okay? But if you click on everyone, or if you click on all panelists and attendees, then everyone can see it. So just want to let you know. Okay, so Claire said, I've just donated. Thank you, Claire. Yay, I'm so glad you'll be a part of the class. Yes, so because the donations are going through PayPal, my team needs to go in and grab your information from PayPal, your PayPal email address. And so we will do that. We will get that information to your PayPal email address. And from that point, if you want us to use a different email address, you can let us know. But we will get you set up and registered for the course so that within a couple days, for sure, you'll be able to see the recording from April 2nd and introduce yourself to the group and all that good stuff. So Laura asks, are we already on your email list to be informed about the April 15th event? Yes. So if you're on this call, if you got the email this morning announcing this live presentation that I'm doing right now, then yes, you are on the email list to be informed about the event. if you didn't get an email, there's a couple ways to get onto my list. One is just to go to my website, which is www.wearesacredplanet.com, and you can just register for my free gift on that page, which is another different free gift. Or you can, of course, go to our main event page and register there, which I'll put that link in the chat here too, for emergence and empowerment in an age of uncertainty. If you're not yet registered, if you're somehow on this call and not yet registered, definitely go there to that empowerment in age of uncertainty.com and sign up and register, so you will get all the future notifications and amazing interviews that are going to be going on between now and April 12th. Okay. Karen is asking, if we can't go to Crete in October, is there a way to do it virtually? This one will be very experiential. We might come up with something like that in the future that could be virtual, but this one is super experiential. It's really important for it to be in person. So I hope you can join us, Karen, either now or maybe at a future one. Let's see. Joelle is saying, oh, good, you signed up. Welcome to the class, Joelle. So Joelle says, I feel as though my dark night of the soul was 5 years ago, and I've just finished scraping off the leftovers. Achieved. Fabulous. I'm moving at the end of May, but I'm all in. Question is, can I still move forward exponentially in this program without looking back too much? Yeah, I love this question, Joelle. I mean, so there's this thing where this is something that has come up for me a lot over the past year as I have been healing this fear of travel. And there are some things that I don't want to go back into because I feel like it will move me backwards. So if that's what you're feeling, Joelle, like, yeah, you don't have to go back into the things that will not be productive. Sometimes though, it's important to look at what happened in past lives or what happened in our childhood to be able to more deeply, more fully, more experientially move forward, if that makes sense. So there's some discernment, there's some checking in with your intuition about, like, is this necessary to go back to this or not? You're certainly not going to be forced to go back to anything that, that doesn't feel aligned for you. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let's see. Yes, we're innovating, definitely innovating. Okay, so let's see. Yay, Vicky, welcome to the class. Yay, yay, beautiful. And Connie, yes, glad you joined too. And we have some people with hands raised, so let me welcome you in. So Manuela, and then Laura, I see you with your hands raised. So Manuela, let me bring you over first. You can ask any questions that you might have. We'll see how Zoom is doing here. Zoom, I think, is quite overwhelmed at the moment. I've been working on Zoom for many years now, and it's pretty interesting because now suddenly the whole world is on Zoom, and I think they're having to make quite a lot of system updates to handle it. All right, Manuela, I just tried again to bring you over. Let's see if it works. Okay, there we go. All right, Manuela, you are here. It's not, okay, there we go. It's, okay, we should be able to hear you now. Say something.
Sorry, I was only wrong with the, I'm from Italy and I cannot speak very well. So I was only wrong with the command, with the different things.
The hand, you didn't mean to raise your hand. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're on. Thank you for joining from Italy, and I'm sending you lots of love. And
thanks to you. You were a great job.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, sending you many, many blessings to you and everyone there in Italy. And thank you for bringing the energy and power of Italy here to our gathering. Much love.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So let's see. Thank you, Manuela. I think that was meant to be. Okay, Laura, let me bring you over. And then Donna, you'll be next. Yeah, Zoom. Zoom is struggling. Okay, here we go. Laura, it worked that time too. Seems to be taking 2 tries for each person today.
Hi there.
Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Really good. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. So I'm really excited to be on the call, especially because I'm birthing something really big right now, and I think I met you just in time.
Beautiful.
So my question is, if you could talk more about the other speakers and kind of what to expect for this summit. This is the first summit I've been on with you, so I'm excited and just kind of want to know more about like what people maybe I should prioritize with my time and stuff like that.
Yeah, such a good question.
Yeah, and just to give you like a little background, I'm an intuitive coach, and my specialty is kind of working with kids and young adults, and I write children's books and comic books.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, about awakening and yeah. So.
Oh, that's I have huge chills. That's so amazing. Yes, so you are helping our next generations to step into their intuition and inner knowing and their leadership.
That is definitely my wish and dream and highest highest wish and dream.
I deeply honor your work. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, let me share about what's coming up, and I'll share my screen, and you can all see the event schedule. So I want you to know that here, I'll put this link in the chat too for everyone. This link takes you to the schedule for the whole event, okay? And this is really important because this is like your central hub to access all of the interviews. So if you go here, you will see, welcome to Emergence and Empowerment. And so starting on Wednesday, this is the first interview that we're in right now. Here's the next interview from Verdeluz, who I mentioned earlier. You definitely don't want to miss his live interview, which is starting in just about an hour at the same Zoom link. Okay, and then, so Laura, we have a really diverse mix of both entrepreneurial and business and leadership focused interviews, as well as we have indigenous and shamanic wisdom. We have profound earth connection interviews. We have really a beautiful mix of like the logical and practical business side of things, always with spirit woven into, as well as like, deep into the unseen realms. So Monica, this is an amazing interview, how to plan your business and life. It sounds like a very basic topic, but she gets way into it in really beautiful ways. So you definitely want to see that one. These are today's interviews. So Keone he carries a very ancient Hawaiian indigenous wisdom lineage, and he's going to be speaking about emotional safety in the energy centers. Incredibly powerful interview there. And then we have Danielle Hoffman. Danielle channels Thoth and the Council of Light with very, very profound ancient Egyptian wisdom, and even before Egypt. So here she's speaking about how to be a new paradigm leader. This is incredibly powerful too. Don't want to miss that. So one thing I will say is it's like you don't want to miss any of these, but I know you can't always see them all. So what I will say, and this is for everybody, is tune into what calls out to you. Like if you know you can only watch 2 interviews on a given day, like scan this page and see what really speaks to you. Like whose face do you connect with, or whose topic name do you connect with the most, and go ahead and listen to those. I really trust that, like, even if you can't watch all the interviews, even if you can only watch a small portion of them, you will be naturally led to the ones that are most important, that hold the wisdom you need. So that's the biggest thing, you need to know.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. These are just our day 1 interviews. If you keep scrolling down on here, you'll see all the other dates, and you can tune in and see what feels right for you. But it's a beautiful merging of science and logic and reason, along with spirituality ancientness and unseen realms. So something for wherever you are on your journey. Well, thank you, Laura, for being visible and coming on here live. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it and honor it. And yeah, thank you for the work you're doing. And I hope we'll be in touch again soon.
Thank you. Me too.
Blessings. Okay. Donna, I'm going to bring you on in just a minute. Let's see. Adelina is saying, Jocelyn, I'm wondering if there's a way for everyone to connect that has joined this conference. There are people from all over the world. It'd be wonderful to connect with everyone. Yeah, so we were considering the idea of starting a Facebook group. I don't know if that's something that everybody would be interested in. If you would be interested in a Facebook group, post that in the chat here. I want to gauge the interest because there's an additional level then of resources and everything that need to go toward that. So I want to make sure it's going to be really of value to you all if we create that. But we're open to that idea. So let us know if you would like to have a Facebook group. Dia is asking on collaborations. I keep bumping into resistance to reaching out to people, organizations that I'm guided to reach out to. Any guidance on how to boldly reach out? Well, okay, so Dia, one thing I'll say to you is, and I don't know if you're thinking about reaching out like online through email, or I guess in person is a little bit off the table right now, but could reach out in person later once all this is passed. But what I will say to you is, it never hurts to reach out, right? It takes a lot of courage, but it never hurts to try to make a connection with someone. The very worst thing that can happen is either they don't respond or they say, no, I don't want to collaborate with you. Like that's the worst thing. That's not that bad, right? You can handle that. So, and the best thing that can happen is they say yes, or, oh, that resonates so much with me, or, you know, tell me more about you and what you're doing. And then you have just opened up a whole new door of possibilities, right? So Dia, I would say, as always, follow your guidance, follow your intuition, but just reach out in whatever way you can. And if you are reaching out online, you know, try to get someone's email address, go to their website, maybe fill out a contact form. If you're not sure how to reach them by email, the contact form will send them an email, and either they will get it or their team will get it and they can get back to you. And I would say, I don't know what your work is or what you want to collaborate on, but just think about what will be most inspiring to that person to hear from you about, you know, the aspects of what you're doing. Let them know that. Let them know why it's going to be powerful. Let them know why they inspire you. And you really can't go wrong, right? It's always, always worth reaching out. When we invite people to be on the summit, you know, on this conference, for example, we you know, I need to reach out to people who, they don't know who I am. They don't know anything about my work. And so it's just, you just got to do it. Like, you just got to do it and know it's better to make that contact and give it a try than to never have tried. So Dia, I hope that will be helpful to you. Okay, let's see. Junko is saying, I have been having a hard time remembering my dreams. I was able to jot down and recall them, but in the last week or so, it feels like they're in murky water. Yeah, you know, I think we go through cycles, both individually and collectively, of different types of dreams, different ability to access the dreams. I will say that it helps if you're deficient in vitamin B6 or B12, it can actually, you know, hamper your ability to recall the dream. So make sure you're taking a multivitamin or a supplement of B6 or B12. If that is, of course, check with your healthcare practitioner, but that will help. And, you know, just know that you're going to have, I definitely have times where for like a month or two, I don't remember a single dream. And then right now I'm remembering a lot of dreams. So, you know, tune into it. The more that you tune into your dreams, the more you'll get to know your own cycles of dreaming. It is very helpful to just like, if you have a dream and you don't want to forget it, you can like voice record it on your phone in the middle of the night, or just type quickly into your notes a few key points, not like the whole thing, but just enough to jog your memory in the morning. And as you do that, as you give your dreams more attention, you will remember more and more of them. Let me post another link here. My friend and colleague Taria Ward and I, we hold a monthly dream group, a global dream group. It is absolutely incredible, the wisdom and the messages that come through to our global community in this group. And I'm going to put a link here to that in case you'd like to register and get notifications about the global dream group. That is super powerful, and we'd love to have all of you attending if you feel called. So let's see, yes to Facebook. Lots of yes to Facebook group. Okay, we'll think about that. I will get word out to you all soon. I know it's a good way to connect, so. And April is asking, what are your thoughts about practicing wisdom traditions from other cultures in a way that's not appropriating them? Well, April, that is quite a large topic. It's a really good question. I think what is most important, and so it's a very touchy topic. It's a very challenging topic. And so we are all Indigenous, right? We are all Indigenous somewhere, but I am not Native American Indigenous, right? I am not Indigenous in a way that I have been brought up in an ancient tradition since childhood. So I just want to state that at the beginning, that I don't, I don't want to step on anybody's toes in what I'm about to share here. But I think what is most important is for us to follow, as always, follow your guidance, follow your intuition. And it's very good always to learn about your own roots, right? So like part of my ancestry is Irish. So it's important for me to learn about the traditional Indigenous wisdom of the Irish people, right, long ago on the land in Ireland, right, and how might that inspire and inform me. And also there are many Indigenous traditions that are coming to the forefront now, and people are wanting to learn more about now, because we see it as a path to truth. We see it as a path to reconnecting with the earth. And so I think when there is, and also we see it as a path to sustainability in a way that our modern world has not been able to create. So always, of course, approaching these ancient traditions, these Indigenous traditions with respect and with honoring of the sacredness that is held there. I think when we approach things in the right way, right, and with that honor and respect, then usually we can't go wrong. But we need to be very certain not to let ego get in the way, not to step on anybody's toes, not to intrude where we are, where we're not meant to intrude. So there's a lot there. We could have a whole conference on that, I'm sure, because there's so much to talk about there, and it's a very sensitive topic. But thank you, April. So let me take one more question. Donna, you have your hand raised. Let me bring you over here. Welcome, Donna. I like your picture, Donna.
I can show you my face, sorry.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Thank you. I guess I'm sitting in a spot which is I'm so bubbled and ready to get my message out. It's the monetizing and helping to understand, because what I did is 2 years ago, I launched a company. I'm a chef by one of my trades. But now I really truly sit in a space of being a culinary artist and an alchemist using food. But I do it in a playful way, and I want to teach people how to eat. It's not, for me, it is about respecting and everything you're saying. I look at food from such a way to embody ourselves, because I feel so many people are outside of our bodies. So when we can find that true essence with food, like I could teach you just how to savor one little piece and be enough to last the whole day. I do not know how, and have some capacity to not understand how to monetize that. So I'm just in that, because I know it's a message once people get it, because I can play right in that space. I mean, I'm like a fairy, if you can, and I know you understand what that is, but I'm like, I can get right in there and play that, because it's so in my core. I have no idea how to reach out to have people understand how important it is. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so powerful what you're sharing, like food as a path to embodiment and
Yeah.
even the path to like fullest living, right? What I was talking about, like
Yeah.
really accessing our full aliveness. I love it. So, well, I have ideas for you. Could you put in the chat your email address just to me privately?
Yeah, sure, sure.
And I'll reach out to you and get back to you because I have some thoughts I'd love to chat.
I'm on your other course. And I have your email, so I could send it for sure.
Okay, yeah, or just send
or do you want it in here? Whichever. I don't know how best to do it.
it's either way is totally fine, whatever's easier. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm working through it. It's just, I'm like, and then I get so excited and then it stops me because it's like, because there is some of that old, obviously logical people don't understand, but it is that embodiment. So yes, I will take whatever and I will send it. So
Well,
I do have to leave the call. So thank you for taking that. It's just, I have another call that I'm supposed to be on at 10 and I told them I was running a bit late. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Lots of love. Okay.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye, Donna. Okay, beautiful. I'm glad she was able to stay on with us. Food as a path to embodiment. Yeah, I love that. Love it, love it. Okay, so Sheila is asking, is there a class you were taking donations for? Yes, Sheila, let me put the link to that right here. So there's the first link. Sheila, this is for you, what I'm posting right here. There's a link to learn more about the class, first of all. And then there's a link to donate and join immediately if you just know you want to join. So there you go. Well, I need to close now. It has been so wonderful gathering with all of you here, and I just can't wait to share all that is still in store over the next 5 days. As I said, tune into the interviews that call to you. And also, if you know you want to watch all of them, then go ahead and purchase the lifetime access. That is at a super low price right now through the end of the day on the 9th. Sheila, I could not find the page. I'll give you, so go back to this link, Sheila, and try it in a different browser if it didn't work. It should work. And yeah, so if you know you want to see all the interviews, purchase lifetime access. It's at a super low price, and then you get all 32 interviews, and you can watch them at your own pace, at your convenience. You can watch them over and over again. You'll get the audio, so you can listen to them while you're exercising or gardening. You'll have the video if you want that. So yeah, just, see what's right for you. Either tune in free to the ones that are calling to you, or purchase lifetime access, or stay with us through the whole event. The link for low price for lifetime access, let me give you this. Right now it's at $77. And here is the link for the lifetime access. And it will be at $77 through the 11:59 p.m. New York time tomorrow, April 9th. Okay, and after that it goes up to $99. So you really want to buy it now if you know you want lifetime access. Again, that's like permanent downloadable access to all 32 interviews, audio, video, as well as lifetime access to all the free gifts. Go to that link, purchase it now, get it at the super low price. Okay, well, thank you everyone so much. I can't wait to meet with you in 45 minutes for Vera Deluz's interview. We will see you there. And I just can't wait for you to hear all of the interviews. So thank you for being a part of this global community. Sending so much love to all of you all around the world. All right, love and blessings.